Jeremy from jeremy.net. So, I have been trying to get into the habit of doing watercolor thumbnails for pieces that I'm going to finish in color, regardless of whether they're going to be digital paintings or something that I paint in acrylic. It's actually been ages since I've done a finished piece in watercolor. So, generally speaking, if I'm doing a finished color piece, it's going to be most likely digital or acrylic. Anyway, doing it in thumbnails is a good way for doing color thumbnails is a good way for me to work out my color composition the same way that I do, pencil thumbnails and ink to kind of work out my values. I realize that it's just as equally helpful for doing the color work as well. But these pieces are not thumbnails for a finished image. These are just me doodling in watercolor. And part of that is because I haven't been using watercolor regularly for the past few years. The class that I took last year with John Messer on environmental drawing, we did a few watercolor pieces in there, watercolor landscapes or watercolor environments, and that got me back into the habit of breaking out my watercolors again. And now that I'm doing it, I'm realizing that I do enjoy the medium, but I'm just out of practice with it. And much in the same way that I do my comic book thumbnails in ink with a brush, I do those because I want to develop more facility with a brush, more confidence, more comfort with working with a brush. And the only way you get that is by doing it. And so I found that I thought maybe it'd help if I approach watercolor the same way. Doodling, sketching, just doing drawings just to kind of loosen my hand up, but doing them in watercolor. So, I look at these really not as paintings, but as watercolor drawings, watercolor doodles. I recommend that for any medium that you're not used to working with, is to just break it out and start making fun drawings with it. Now, the next set, these drawings I'm doing here, these are the actual thumbnails for the piece that I'm planning to work on. And the interesting thing about this is that it is a piece that I'm struggling with. I have already taken this piece through multiple thumbnails, which I'll show you that process as well. I've gone through multiple thumbnails and done 2 finished pencil drawings all the way up to the point where I was ready to start, scanning them in and begin digital color. And for both of the finished pencil drawings that I've done, I got to where I thought it was ready, and then when I sat down to begin coloring it, I realized they weren't bad drawings, but they just weren't quite what I had envisioned in my head. They weren't quite as good as I thought they could be. So, and this was months ago that I was working on these pieces. I'm still not done. So, I don't know how this is going to turn out any more than you do. I'll show you as far as I've gotten on it, but this is a piece that's still not sitting on my drawing board per se, because I've moved on to get back to working on Morningstar, but after I get a couple of pages done, I'm going to come back and keep working on this piece. But I thought it would be interesting to share with you something that I'm really, really struggling with, to show you what it's like to be in the trenches, fighting with the piece, and having it not coming out the way that you hope it would. It's something we all struggle with, and I think sharing that struggle is beneficial. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please like and share them. Visit my resources page for free creativity tools and comic books at resources.jeremy.net. That's resources.gerimi.net. Also, visit my main website, jeremy.net, where you can buy my comic books, art prints, and more. There's also links to my Instagram, Twitter, and other social media accounts. That's it for now. Go be creative.